brothers. That's always a good way to start the day off. I think that's a beautiful way to wake up. Right? But what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, here with my brother from another big game, James. Another episode of Best of Enemies, man. So a lot has happened. A lot has happened. I mean, there are a couple topics I want to talk about, but before we get into that, how you been, James? How's it going, brother?
Been doing good, dog. You know what I'm saying? We're back. We took not even a hiatus, but you know how things go. Life happens. You got to get some things together. But go check out that new thumbnail. Joe's girls out there slaying folks out there. I'm out there throwing pictures out there on my gram. All kind of mud suckers out there liking it. You know what I'm saying? So she out there slaying photos. You feel me? So some things we took up at when we were at the Senior Bowl. So let's get ready. Draft time is here. That's always the most exciting time for me beyond any kind of football. So it's right around the corner. It's time to do it.
Yeah, and a couple of our, I guess for lack of better terms, draft pets are showing out, man. I know
Yeah.
you like bringing this at the Senior Bowl. He had himself a combine. Max Melton's doing really well. He had himself a pretty good combine. Malik Mustafa's had a pretty good combine. A lot of the top guys have had good combines. So it's been an interesting combine this year. I feel like this class, every time that I see something, like every couple weeks that go by that you watch a couple more guys and you see a couple more people added to your list, it just gets deeper and deeper. This is a really, really good class of kids this year. Is there anybody that stuck out to you that so far through these combines?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't been really paying attention to this combine like seriously, all like that. My I just been looking at, like a lot of the top guys, how they're really not doing anymore. And I just feel like, just from my opinion, I feel like the combine got us kind of fooled up a little bit because when I watch the Senior Bowl, that's the real combine to me. When I watch the Senior Bowl, that's more of a real combine. Guys are really going through drills. They're going through the same type of drills that they're doing at the combine, but you're actually going against live competition. So when I saw Brandon Fisk, who's been my guy since you remember when I was like, who is that dude? And I saw him and I just honed in on him and just he been working, right? Doing the drills, playing on both teams in games, you feel me, and just turning up. So now he comes to the combine and doing everything we already know he could do. So he's showing these drills. So everybody's like, oh, his stock is rising. But he was already a dog in the real life games. He's gonna have a pro day too. He turns up in that pro day. That's what you're really looking at. If he goes to live competition, he blows up that pro day. That's what it is. So for me, I ain't really been tripping on the combine. Guys are going to run fast. We've seen all these cornerbacks run fast. And then guys, I got a guy, what's the dude that was really fast and went from University of Michigan, went to the Bengals. It took like, I mean, he ain't did nothing really in the NFL. You feel me? There's been a lot of speed guys that go into the NFL and do nothing. So speed is good, but the tape is better. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't really tripping. I did good. It was good to see Peyton Wilson. That was a guy that we liked, and he looked smooth running the 4.4, looked real nice in drills. Only thing where we worried about is his injury history and a little bit of the size, depending on where you're going to put him. Right team got to draft him, but it was good to see him. And just, some of the guys that we had talked about, I'm looking at some other names that we had looked at. There was another guy who talked, it's hard for me to say his name, Enfuanu Fascio from Washington. He's a linebacker that I have been keeping my eyes on. I was liking, and I had picked him in a few of my mock drafts late, like 6th, 7th round. He had a really good run at his combine too, and kind of verified him being maybe shooting up a little bit. But I think if you can get him later, he can be a real steal for you. He ran a 4.56, 39-inch vertical. So Trevondre Sweat, we knew he wasn't going to run super fast, but he 366. I think that's the biggest thing that impressed me about him. In his interview, 6'4", 366. That's what we need. You feel me? That's what the Cowboys need, a full 366. I'm on the big guys. I've been saying for the last few years, I'm tired of us having a speed defense. We've been having speed defensive coordinator, speed defense, get sacks, get turnovers. We need guys up front. 4 guys, big boys up front. Stop this run if we're really trying to do it. This is a draft. We can get some of these guys. So that's what I kind of saw at the combine. Good speeds, good agility, but nothing I thought that what you weren't going to see anyway from these athletes.
Yeah, I think you were talking about John Ross, the wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken. They ran out of the building. That boy ran fast as hell. I think he still got
They had
the
a corner that they drafted a couple years ago that was really fast too, but
oh
he
yeah,
ain't. But he hasn't really played a lot in on the field. So the speed from the receivers don't trip me out. It's what the play is, because you can be as fast as you want. You get on that field and you can't play. That speed ain't gonna matter.
yeah. Tavondre, it's going to be very interesting to see where Tavondre Sweat and a Braden Fisk end up, because they're
Yeah.
two total like different type of players at that
Mm-hmm.
interior position. So it's going to be interesting to see. You know, it does beg the question, like, does it even become worth it at a certain point? Because Nate Wiggins ran like a 4.29, and then after that, he said he heard something pop when he was running. So if you know, that's cool that you ran a 4.29, that's awesome. You know, God bless, but
you're already hurt.
yeah, like that kills you. So the little bit of boost that you got from running that, 40-yard dash may be absolutely killed now because you might be hurt. So it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. I hope that, obviously prayers up to him. I hope that he's not nothing too bad, because like I
Mm-hmm.
said, what's the point? What's the point at that? We might see where the scouting combine becomes less and less important. And I told you at the Senior Bowl, we were like, it's kind of the wild west out there as far as interviews go.
Mm-hmm.
Interviews have been crazy for like just the little clips and stuff. I don't know if you saw what happened with Caleb Williams at his press conference, where they allow people to ask questions. Literally, after he said good morning to everybody, the first thing they ask him is, "Are you afraid to compete?" Like, bruh, like, let him settle in a little bit. But it's crazy. Some of these people are just going crazy, which one of them actually kind of lays into the question I wanted to ask you, because in Philadelphia, there's I feel like player podcast is going to be the death of the NFL fans. Like, we're going to go crazy over it. But Darius Slay was on Steven Nelson's podcast and basically said they both agreed that Philly fans are toxic. Philly fans, we go overboard when it comes to how we treat our players and everything. How do you feel? And where do you draw the line as far as like, because I said that the Eagles fans need to be better. I truly do believe that. I think that in a lot of our fan base is toxic. I don't know a better way to put it, to be honest with you. I just think a lot of them say things that are beyond football, beyond what, you know what I'm saying, you have to do. What do you think about it as far as where you stand and how maybe Dallas handles stuff as a fan base? But is there a line in your mind when it comes to fan base and player reaction or player interaction?
There's definitely a line. I mean, first of all, we deal with it as content creators. We don't deal with the hate maybe on their level, but trust me, bro, there's a lot of people that hate me. There's a lot of people that hate you. And they will tell you right on Twitter they hate you. They spew the hate right in front of your freaking face. So it's not like we don't understand what they're going through. Maybe not on that level, because they're pro athletes. A lot of people are jealous because how much money they make, things of that nature. But yeah, I do think there's a line. I mean, I do think fans go overboard. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying? In my young fan years, I would yell at the TV, man, what the hell you doing? You know what I'm saying? You get that emotional. You feel me? Like, I was in that fandom. I'm gonna keep it real. Me chilling out really getting in media helped me calm down on my fandom. I don't think I was ever crazy disrespectful to the players, like, oh, F you and your family and your kids. And I would never. I don't. That's wrong. That's the line. I feel like you naturally gonna say, man, you suck, but you ain't really saying the dude suck. Like, you just mad you dropped the ball, and I just said you suck for dropping the ball. But I know you don't suck. I know you a beast. I know you a dog. But just at that point of my emotion, I may have said that. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I feel like we'll do that. But when you get to going after their families and wishing hate on, death on their kids, and you know what I'm talking about. Them fans that just go berserko, like, I'm looking at them like, okay, you don't own nothing with this team. Like, you don't own no stock with this team. You probably don't even go to games. You probably sit at the crib all day, sitting in front of your TV, drinking beers and stuff. And you be the ones that be spewing the most hate. So I don't know where you can really do it, because this is social media's fault, dog. Let's keep it real. Social media created this, because when there wasn't social media, we knew fans would be crazy, but they couldn't really touch the athletes with Twitter.
Exactly.
They couldn't touch the athletes with these social media sites. And these players, as much as I understand they're frustrated, don't create no podcast, because see, here's the thing. If you don't want that heat, stay off social media. So there's twofold. You feel me, Joe? Yes, I feel like fans go overboard, but players stop making Twitter. Nobody told you to create a Twitter account. Nobody told you to create a podcast, because when you do that, you open it up to the wolves. You feel me? You open it up to that. You open it up to all that hate. And then if you tweeting back and forth, you opening yourself up to it. So you can't open yourself up to it. And then when it goes crazy on you, be really complaining about it. You feel me? So that's where I feel like it's twofold with that. So there ain't really going to be no cure for it, because social media, this is what it is. And people just don't, and you know how it is. People are a lot more tougher on social media because you can't find them, can't see them. And they're going to go, this is their time to really feel like they can really have a voice and say something. And maybe, and the clout disease, I'm sorry to keep talking about, but I just want to get it all off my chest. You feel me?
You good. Yeah, I already
You
knew this.
know
This is one of those
saying?
things we talk about
Yeah,
off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I
you
already
feel
knew
me?
this would be a good one.
That clout disease where people just will come at you just to get their own name out. They want to see their name in the chat, or they want to see their name in the comments, or they want to see you retweet them on Twitter because they said something outrageous to you because they want clout. So all this social media really does just done messed it up. And I can't complain about it. I'm on it right now. But yes, I feel like that has made it out of control, and there ain't no way, in my opinion, to stop it and govern it, because this is like the way of the future. It's like ain't going away. Everybody has a podcast. This ain't going away. So I don't know where it's ever going to be relegated or it's going to really be stopped, especially the way Elon Musk, or whatever hell his name is, created to where he can allow you to do whatever. So I feel like the hate that he's allowed to come through, or the so-called freedom of speech, everything shouldn't be freedom of speech, in my opinion. Everything shouldn't be allowed to be said, and now it is, and now it's just out of control, and there's nothing we can really do about it.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of people hide behind, fake profiles and stuff like that. So it gives everybody that extra sense of courage online.
Yeah.
And it
And
is
it's
crazy.
reckless.
Yeah, and I said it straight up, and it's getting a lot of hate from Eagles fans, which I kind of knew it would. But maybe we should be a little bit better. Maybe this is kind of a encapsulation of what the society is becoming because of social media, like you said, and so much access to things we didn't have before. If we don't know how to act with it, maybe we shouldn't have it, right? But I think that Eagles fans, I think that NFL fans in general, because one thing that people kept saying to me was,
sports fans in general.
Yeah,
it's in every sport now.
Facts. And one thing people kept saying to me was like, "Oh, that's just sports fans," or "That's just Philly. That's just how Philly is. That's who we are." Like, that's not an answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not really an answer. If Dunkin' Donuts, I put a lot of money into Dunkin' Donuts, right? Everybody says, "Oh, I put money into this team. I can say whatever I want." I put a lot of money into Dunkin' Donuts. If they mess up my coffee, I'm not going to go there and berate them. I'm not going to say, "Oh, screw you. I hope your family, I hope you tear your ACL tomorrow." Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, maybe calm down, maybe maybe be a little bit of a better person moving forward to the next day. I understand being frustrated. I don't think there was anybody more, I'm sure there was, but I was unbelievably frustrated last year. I'm sure you were unbelievably frustrated with your team, but it ends. The next week, me and you were at the Senior Bowl. Like, it ends. So, like, in the moment, I've said things that I definitely shouldn't have said, or that I would take back. But it just goes too far. It's just kind of crazy. It's just, calm down. That was really my whole thing. It's like, it's not necessarily that we have to stop being who we are, but there has to be a limit. There has to be a line where you draw the, hey, we shouldn't do that. That's as people. But I don't know. Maybe we just don't have that anymore. James.
We don't have it anymore, dog. I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't say like there's no hope in the world, but it feel like there ain't no hope. It just feel like it gets worse and worse. People are getting more evil and more meaner and meaner, and that's just what it is. Like, when I turn on YouTube now, I don't see anything about that gets the clicks and views on positivity. I looked on YouTube, and I looked at what was selling the most was controversy. hatred. What up, everybody? Also
Yeah,
coming in the chat. It was crazy. I was looking at just the Cowboys show and I just looked at your show, looked at other shows. You feel me? And it gets some viewership. When you're talking about, or even if you're talking about anything positive, that gets some few views. But what really gets this really popping is that drama and the back and forth, and people seeing all the negativity. They really feed off of that. Man, I don't know, dog. Like I said, there ain't no cure for it no more, because this is what it is to stay. Social media is here. It ain't going nowhere.
Facts. And I do agree, just to kind of bring it full circle. I do agree with you when you say that it is twofold. It is on the athlete as well. Some things they do have to just either kind of suck it up or get off the platform.
Get off the platform. Don't you won't hear it. And I guarantee you, and I'm not to cut you off, Joe, I apologize. But if they stayed off social media a lot more, then it really be better for them, because that's what it used to be before, when there was no social media. I'm sure plenty of fans was talking, but you couldn't really hear the noise because you couldn't reach out to them. You really invite it when you create that Twitter account or you create a podcast. You inviting it. So I don't know when you can be mad at it when you just invited that.
Exactly. And you're making money off of it too. That's the craziest part, is that most of these people are making big money off of these people that would be a negative. But it does work twofold. I do think people need to calm the hell down, but also athletes, like you said, you can't invite it and then be mad they came into your house. That's just kind of how life works. But either way, so talking about inviting trouble and coming into opposing people's houses, I wanted to go over this rumor that has kind of grown legs for some reason. I think now people are starting to realize it's most likely never going to happen. But there was a report that the Cowboys were looking into the possibility of going after Haason Reddick. We talked about it a little bit before, but from your point of view, is there any possibility, any world that ever happens, and what it would take? But what are your thoughts on that?
Nah. I don't see anything with that. We've talked about before who pretty much threw that out there. That's a guy who, hey, information comes his way. Been a long time in Dallas media, but nobody really throws any weight to when you hear a lot of words from that particular source. So to me, it's really nothing. You already got a guy who's older or longer in tooth. Dallas is really maintaining that they're going to stay with their own guys, draft like they usually always do. And it's not something that you sit there and say, oh, wouldn't make sense. But I just feel like that's not going to happen with Dallas. That's just something that's just a lot of talk that ain't going nowhere, and it shouldn't even be spoken about anymore.
Yeah, it's that isn't going to happen. I have no doubts that, Haason Reddick is getting a lot of attention. I'm sure that people want him. I have heard that he's gotten offers and it's just not what they want yet. But I mean, I don't think that the Eagles are going to really move on him. We'll see what happens. I don't think his price tag is as high for other teams as he may think or his agent may think. I think he'll end up back with Philly, but we'll see what happens with that. And then on the other side of it, there's rumors that the Eagles may have interest in Pollard, and we'll go to the Commanders as well, because they, it seems like we're all just like trading Pokemon cards.
I know Commanders gonna get some of our guys. I know Commanders
it's crazy. We're just like trading players without trading. It's just free agent trading. But Pollard is not coming to Philly. If Philadelphia was to go out there and sign Pollard, it would make zero sense, because you could re-sign DeAndre Swift, and beyond that, you still have Kenneth Gainwell here, who I'm not going to say Kenneth Gainwell is the same thing as Pollard, but they're the same style of play at the very, very least. Whoever you think is better or where, I'm not going to get into that. But they are the same type of player, same style, smaller guys. Why would you need another one of them? No offense to Pollard. Pollard is good. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't make sense to put money into that, especially if you're not going to put money into your own guy, DeAndre Swift, who, in my opinion, should be back here, which goes into the rumors with him and DeAndre Swift possibly going to Washington. So, I mean, if we didn't re-sign him, I think that would be a good pickup for them. I'll be 100% honest. I think that would be a great pickup for them, but I don't know how much he's going to get. It really depends on that. It really depends on how much he's going to get. If he's getting like under $5 or $6 million, he might be an Eagle, but if he wants more than that, He's not going to be an Eagle. What would you think if? And who are some guys from the Cowboys you think the Commanders are looking at?
Well, first, I don't know. I don't see a Tony Pollard really going to Philadelphia. Just
Yeah.
like you said, you have a DeAndre Swift. I feel like y'all would just resign him. He ran for 1,000 yards for you guys this past season. So I don't know why you wouldn't bring him back. I think he fits your type of motive in the offense of what you're talking about. So it just makes more sense. As far as the Commanders, I definitely feel like Dan Quinn. He tried to raid the whole damn staff. And one thing about Dan Quinn, he does put together good staffs. I mean, if you look at that staff from Atlanta, go look at that staff. Kyle Shanahan, there was a lot of guys that became coaches from that staff and are successful. So he picks together a good staff, and he put together another good staff right here. But the players, he already had Dante Fowler from Atlanta come over to Dallas. I definitely see Fowler, but he was like, I think only a 1-year deal. He's still under 30 years old, I believe. I can see him going over to the Commanders because they lost Montez Sweat and Chase Young. So Dorrance Armstrong Jr., who is another guy who has 7.5 sacks, 8 sacks under Quinn. I could definitely see him going over there being a 2-year guy. Him and Fowler being 2-year guys. J-Ron Curse, safety. I don't think Dallas keeps him. So I could definitely see him getting cut and being a bridge guy for him till he maybe figures out what he wants to do at the safety position. So I think definitely those 3 guys. Somebody else might be in my head I don't know of. But I definitely think those 3 guys, maybe somebody else. But he's definitely going to look at anybody that we have that are free agents, be able to try to pick them.
So it's going to be the Washington
Cowboys
Commanders.
For at least a year. For at least a year.
For at least a year. Oh, God. It's going to be an interesting year. I will say that much. Because if Washington wins the division somehow this year, we know how it goes. Every year there's a different.
They're not winning the division, dog. I don't care. Woo! I don't care. I mean, I don't think they're gonna win the division. But like I said, Dan Quinn, he flames hard his first few years, and then he fizzles fast after that, in my opinion. So who knows? You know what I mean? But I just don't feel like they're going to compete. It's going to be on quarterback again, just like we talked about last year. I said what was going to be the key factors of the Commander season this past season was quarterback Sam Howell, and we saw how that worked out. And you saw how the team played with Sam Howell at the helm. He's more, to me, showed you he is a backup now. So we don't know who they're going to draft, but it's probably going to be a quarterback. But is that first-year quarterback going to take him to higher heights? We don't know because you ain't touched the NFL. We don't know who the pick's going to be. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm not throwing no Commanders in as being a favorite to win the division. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had to throw that out there. That would feel good if I was an Eagles fan and we didn't win the division. At least if they won it, I could laugh because I know Cowboys fans would be pissed. I know y'all would be mad as hell at Dan Quinn leaves the day, but I doubt it happens. But last thing I want to talk about before we get into this mock draft, I want to ask you, and I'll do the same thing. What do you think is more likely to happen? Your team, because I know they said that they're all in, quote unquote, right? And we'll see what that means. But what do you think is more realistic for your team to happen? That you guys have an amazing draft and maybe trade around in the draft, or you guys have an amazing free agency and maybe trade around in the NFL?
It's going to have to be an amazing draft, dog. We ain't doing nothing. Dallas is not doing nothing in free agency. It's already been spoken about. We just heard Jerry Jones basically say that Dak Prescott is coming back. So, yeah, they'll sign him, and we'll see if they really throw out money. CeeDee Lamb has to be signed. I don't see them going crazy in free agency. So it's going to have to hit in the draft. But, it's really disappointing because my thing is this. As I said before, I have my own thoughts about Stephen Jones believing in Dak Prescott. But if you're signing him, right, the problem is if y'all think the world of Dak and y'all re-sign him to another deal, then why don't you stop playing around and build around him then? I never seen them really build around Dak Prescott and say, hey, okay, you're our guy, so let's build all this around him. I don't feel like they do it. I feel like they get little parts in here to help, but they put it more on him to, hey, make it happen. We got this guy and this guy. It may not be top shelf, but you're good, so go ahead and just make it happen. No, you put some real weapons around this dude. Like, okay, get aggressive in free agency. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told you got Mike Zimmer. He's a more defensive guy as far as his 7-man front. He likes having those big boys up front. So look, there's a lot of guys in free agency this year that you can really do it. So stop playing around. It's what, March 2nd now? Okay, March 2nd. Boom. You go hard and get Dak right now. Go hard and bam, throw in CD, figure it out. Bam, you got this money open. Let's go ahead and get us a defensive tackle. I've been throwing out Ashawn Robinson already. You feel me? Big boy. Go out there and really get some wave guys. If you really being serious about winning the championship, you're going to get guys that's really going to take you to championship level. Guys that are really going to come in, play, and go hard right now. So when you fill up those spots, that guys that are really making a difference, like case in point, dog. I ain't y'all get on my nerves, but how we went and got AJ Brown, bro. Like, y'all had Devontae Smith. Nice. But we need AJ Brown too.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? You got this guy, but let's go get this guy to be like really be that squad. You feel me? Because you saw how quick it changed your team. Y'all went to the Super Bowl. The players y'all added, y'all had a good team. The players you added were difference makers right now in primes. Boom, we had to spend a little bit of cash. We'll worry about that later. Bam, it took y'all where y'all wanted to go. That's what Dallas needs to do. But we know Dallas ain't going to do that. And so that's where's the excitement? I don't have none. It's got to be through the draft because they ain't going to go out there. Show me where you're going to get real difference makers. Last year, you got Stephen Gilmore. Last year, you got Brandon Cooks. They were nice additions. They weren't difference makers where they came in and just changed the whole squad. They did not change the whole squad. They were good pieces. No hate. But they showed their age later on. You could have got them in younger years. They showed their age at the end of the year. You feel me? Those younger 26-year-olds that are ready for their second contract. We need to hit them dudes. We're not. Because if you hit them dudes, Joe, like you know, then when you go on that draft, you're feeling real good when you draft now because you don't feel that pressure of feeling like, we got to get a tackle because we really didn't get it right here. So, and then we put all that stock in that rookie and put all that pressure on that rookie, and then it don't pop, and then we like, he a bust. No, you should have already got some dogs where he ain't, where you just get some luxury. So get some dogs out there in free agency, and then when you hit that draft, then when you get that receiver, you're like, okay, yeah, we really didn't have to get to the receiver, but he a dog, so he gonna make the difference right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's funny because I think the Eagles right now are like, at least they should be looking at youth. Like, that's kind of, we have a core on offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we all feel pretty comfortable with who we have on offense. I think we're okay with that longevity wise. Obviously, a couple players here and there that you're gonna have to replace, but defensively, I think we should be looking at youth. But you're right. We're linked to guys like CGJ again. If Chauncey Gardner-Johnson wants to come back to Philly, but we're also linked to guys like Justin Simmons, and obviously we just cut Byard. He could always come back. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Eagles spend money in the free agency as far as getting veterans. But yeah, this draft, I think the draft is very, very important for us. So I think if we're going to make trades, if we're going to really make moves, I think it's going to be in the draft, and it should be in the draft. That's where we really, really need to kill it. I think this is a very important draft for our future as much as y'all's. I think that this is important for y'all as well, but I think this is pivotal. And I feel like I've said this past 3 years, and they've done okay, but you have to hit on certain spots, especially if you're not going to spend money there. We know Eagles don't like to spend money on safeties. They don't like to spend money on linebackers. You have to hit here. You have to grab you at least leave free agency with linebacker figured out, and I'm okay. I'll buy a cheap veteran at safety, and I'll take Reed Blankenship at safety if you figure out the linebackers at the very least. I think that would be a way better team if we had good linebackers. So I guess we try to answer those questions now. So we'll get into this mock draft, unless there's anything you want to talk about before we get into that.
No, just basically feeling about what you're saying. You really just need to get guys. If you're talking about Jerry Jones talking about need to stop the run, then go get guys. If you're talking about there was the linebacker issue, and go get some guys. You got Mozzie and you got Jonathan Hankins. You got to resign. You got to resign Jonathan Hankins. You got to get a plan with Mozzie, but you got to draft. You got to assign you another defensive tackle. And there's guys that you can do it right now that can change your team. You're gonna have to spend some money. So what? And there's some guys in there that can make a difference that you don't have to spend some money, but it can be some straight plug guys, but are difference makers in the run game. game that you want. You can go get them. You can attack that linebacker here in free agency and really get some guys. Yeah, you might have to spend some money, but if you let's say you putting Parsons back at linebacker because that looks like the plan, and then you get another dog linebacker in free agency, boom. Then when you come in that draft, then boom, you get another doggish linebacker, and now you got a speed guy. You feel me? Now you excited. You feel me? Now you're a little bit excited, Joe, because we addressed this in free agency. Now we got another dog to add to it. You get more aggressive. So, man, let's just see what's going on with this draft, dog, because that's really got to be our hope too. You feel me? It's not going to be through free agency. It's going to be through what happened.
That was my fault. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought it threw me off because it's looking crazy right now. You see it?
That's my fault. That's my fault.
Okay.
I was just pulling up the draft. You can keep going. My fault. I didn't mean to throw you
off. No, but so we really got to smash in this draft. Definitely, since you don't have a 4th round pick, you had the first 3 picks gonna really have to hit. So let me try to be that guy and get it right. I don't want to just get for need. I want to get difference makers. So hopefully, let's go.
Hopefully, you guys, I pulled down the chat, but we can still see the chat. So if you guys, you know what I'm saying, let us know how y'all feeling. Obviously, we'll listen or won't listen depending on how we're feeling, I guess. But I picked the Cowboys and I picked the Eagles. Are we going to do trades? How do you feel about doing trades and introducing trades to this one?
I'm cool with trades if you want to go with trades.
All right. So obviously got an offer here from Baltimore. Got an offer. I'm not taking that. I want to keep it within the air. All right. So who's available? Newton, Nate Wiggins. He might be dropping down a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
See, I would love to get back in.
And see, what's crazy right here, because see, we don't know what's going on with free agency, so it's really kind of hard to draft right now because you haven't seen any kind of free agents picked up because you're drafting blindly. Because let's say you get the receiver because you addressed defensive end, D tackle and linebacker, so you went and got the receiver, but you haven't addressed any of that, so it's kind of, you know what I mean?
Facts. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try and swindle if I can. I think that this would be fair. Instead of taking their 7th next year, I want to take their 134 this year. So I'm going to propose that. If they say no, they say no. They rejected it. All right. So we're not moving, I guess. That didn't work.
They said hell to the no.
Yeah, they said we good. So, all right. Coop. See, I would love Cooper DeJean to be playing safety. If he's actually going to play safety at the next level, I think he's more than worth that 1st round pick. I really wanted to move back. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm going to go. Let me try. Let me just try one more, and then I'll give up if I can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see, there we go. All right, so Cowboys are up. I'll talk about why I wanted to do that trade, but go ahead, it's your turn, brother. That's a lot of picks.
Damn.
That's crazy. Why they ain't offer me that?
Damn, look at those 2nd and 3rds, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got one from that's not that great.
No, I want that one. No, that first one, though.
You want to see who's available first, and then we go from there?
Yeah.
I think you're gonna love that one though, because there are some dogs left.
See, they took. I hate them. I was gonna take Brian Thomas Jr.
Damn, right before you.
You feel me? I still can take Keon Coleman. But see, you feel me? Like this contingent on. Damn, did we get a defensive tackle? Did we get a linebacker? Go to linebacker for me. Look, Darius Robinson's their edge guy. Oh, Edrin Cooper. Oh, wait. You feel me?
I ain't saying nothing, man.
He said
cookies away.
He said I ain't saying nothing.
Tyler Guyton's up here. I think Tyler Guyton is going to fall a lot further.
But I just feel like if I do this trade, I'm going to miss out on a lot of players this year.
And it's crazy because, hold on, who was that wanted to trade with you? That's Houston, and Houston is literally just picked right before you.
Right before me, but look at the 59th, right? Go back to the trade offer again because it's a damn good trade offer because I'm looking at that 2nd and 3rd next year.
But you're moving back 25 spots.
But I'm moving back 25 spots until I get my first pick. There ain't gonna be nobody there, bro. You feel me? This is gonna be for a next year draft, and we are all in this year supposedly. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's the quandrum that I'm dealing with.
That is tough. That is tough.
All right, I'm gonna just jump out there. I'm gonna leave that trade alone just because this is for the now. If we were for more of your future and me gathering up, so trust me, y'all, I would have took this trade in a heartbeat. Okay, but because I feel like we're all in now, I got to do it because if I feel like if I take that trade, there ain't gonna be nobody there at 59.
Facts.
Nobody. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and take our receiver. I'm gonna just trust that they maybe got a D tackle. They got maybe a linebacker. I'm gonna just say we miraculously did that, and we're going for the funk. So we going for the funk with CeeDee Lamb. We going offense. We helping Dak right now. We throwing a big boy in there. We trying to get dynamic on that offensive edge. Let's go.
Keon Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is available right now? A lot of wide receivers already went off the board. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good pick. That's a good pickup. So, all right. So we're going to do, I will not change. That was not a terrible trade, though. I'm good. I'm not going to trade again. Oh, they want to just get rid of these.
Yeah, they want them picks gone, dog.
All right. So the Eagles are back. We ain't taking a wide receiver in the first one. I'm good. Tyler Guyton is not a guy. I mean, a lot of Eagles fans have been talking about him lately. I think that he's going to drop a lot further than people expect. I don't think that he's bad. Not saying that at all. I don't think he's a bad player. I just think that he's still more of a project than people really are saying. But that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. I'm going to go here. It's really not much of a thought process for me. There's a couple guys here I would go with. I wouldn't even be mad, especially if you moved back like I did in this scenario. If you went ahead and got, a linebacker, I would love that. I wouldn't be mad at Cameron Kitchens. I know a lot of people would love me to take Cameron Kitchens. I wouldn't be mad at Tyler Nubin, but I'm going into this draft with the mentality that we already addressed, especially looking at the rumors that we've seen so far with us connected to Chauncey Gardner, us connected to Justin Simmons.
Right.
I'm going to go into this with the mentality that we already got ourselves a vet, right? Whether it's a high end or a low end. So I'm not going to go first round safety. I'm going to go Darius Robinson. And the reason I'm going to go Darius Robinson is because other rumors are with Hassan Reddick, right? But even if we keep Hassan Reddick, you need a guy that can put his hand in the dirt. And Darius Robinson can put his hand in the dirt. Hassan Reddick doesn't do that on a consistent basis, and we're not going to ask him to do that. So I think Darius Robinson makes a lot of sense for the now and for the future. So I'm going to go with him. There's other guys you can go with. Braylon Trice, is he still here? I don't even think he's still here. But there's other guys. You know what I'm saying? Adisa Isaac is another guy that I like. But I think Darius Robinson at number 30 is a steal. You can move him inside out. So let's get it. Welcome to Philly. Eagles back. Damn, it's a first round pick next year, Seattle. Damn. I can't do that. I can't do it. We're gonna drive because I'm not gonna do it. All right, here is where I think that the Eagles kind of change up what they do a little bit. But I don't know if they should do it here. Oh, so they do have Braylon Trice. They have him pretty low. Chris Boswell as well. I want to go offensive line. I'm gonna be real with you, and I know people probably think I'm crazy, but I want to go offensive line with the thought process that Cooper will still be there. But should I just take Cooper? Because I'm going to take Cooper because there's two offensive linemen that I think the Eagles would take that are still available. So quick math, they both shouldn't go before my pick. So we're going to go.
I hate you. Y'all just do this stuff, bro. You just do this stuff to hate.
I love Edric.
You just be hating.
So the mentality that I had was that he would still be, he probably would be going.
That's what pissed me off. How y'all got all these picks ahead of us.
Yeah, we got a lot of picks this year. And then with my trade, that was crucial. I'm not going to make this long and drawn out. You pick your poison. Do you want Christian Haynes? Do you want Cooper Beebe? I think that both players can play center. They can both play guard. That shores up one position that you're definitely going to have to worry about next year at the very latest. The year after that, I mean, the very latest the year after that. So I think move Cam Jurgens back to center and pick up Christian Haynes and let him be your starting guard. UConn. And my nephew just got accepted to UConn the other day, so shout out to him.
Nice. Shout out.
And then you can move back one spot, pick up another pick.
I might do that.
You want to see who's available?
Yeah.
Ooh, Enos Rickstraw's there.
And what's the 255th pick? What round is that?
I want to say 7th.
Is that the 7th?
Yeah.
They want somebody.
Probably, I would say they probably want Enos or maybe a safety. Is there any safeties available? Because they're pretty good on the O-line, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't it Jonathan Brooks they might want? What are y'all doing at running back? Y'all wouldn't be in the running for a running back?
Yeah, we're being a running for a running back, but I ain't jumping up that high to get no running back right now. You know what I'm saying? Xavier Leggett gone. Well, I forgot about him. Nah, I'm gonna leave.
Rook had a really good combine.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that trade because it's only one pick back. That ain't gonna kill me.
I'm glad you did because I kind of wanted to see what they want. DJ James, so a cornerback, called it.
No, I ain't doing this. Back. No, not doing that. I don't want that. All right, so what we got here? There's my dude right there.
Which one? Puny?
No, not Puny. Move up. Braden Fisk right there.
Oh yeah.
But we got Lyman right now. So what I'm gonna say is this: we're gonna go Peyton Wilson right here. 2nd round Peyton Wilson linebacker. Ooh, Cedric Gray is right there too. But I'm gonna go with Peyton Wilson.
Stock definitely went up after.
I'm gonna go with Peyton Wilson on this one, dog. I know the injuries, and I know it's the 2nd round death of us with the injury. But I just feel like he's a player. The combine. I'm gonna just go with Peyton Wilson right here.
All right, let's get it. I respect it. I like that pick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trading with the enemy. They could kiss my ass. They could have gave me 3 first-round picks. No, I'm lying. If they would have gave me 3 first, we could have talked. All right. So I know probably Eagles fans would love to get Jeremiah Trotter here. I don't think the Eagles would ever go back-to-back linebackers. Maybe they would, though. Who knows? But there's another guy that I think really shot his stock up over this. Did he go already? I hope not. Over the combine, and that's going to be a cornerback. There we go.
I knew he was getting Max Melton.
Bro, he jumped like 11 and a half feet.
I knew he was going to get him right here.
That boy crazy, bro. I'm telling you, he's so good, man. He's just fast. He's like 6'1", if I'm not mistaken. He has everything. He has the size, speed, everything. And I think in this position right here, that's a steal. He's probably the best guy left. Maybe Chris Abrams-Drain. Kalen Carson is good too. A lot of people have been into I can't say his name, but he's like 5'9". I'm good on that. Kyrie Jackson's all right, but I think that Max Melton is that dude, man. Max Melton's gonna be that dude. So I'm jumping off a cliff and I'm picking Max Melton. And I'm gonna worry about safety in a minute.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking this. All right, so we go to defensive tackles. There he is. There he is. I'm doing it. I don't care.
So you want Keith Randolph?
Huh? No, hell no. I know he's a little undersized, and they'll be like, but I don't care. He's what we need. We got two guys that are for sure guys that go hard in the paint.
If I can grab all the guys that I want in this draft, I'm gonna be happy. All right. So the Eagles here, I wouldn't mind if they went running back. I'm gonna be real with you. Audric Estime, I think might be the best running back in this class. I think he's real slept on. I really do. Bucky Irvin is really good. I would not be mad if they went Blake Corum. I mean, he's good. He was a huge name last year, and then obviously decided to stay. So maybe he shouldn't have. But at the end of the day, he's a good running back. Jaheim Bell is a really good tight end. He's got speed on him. And I'm really feeling that right now. I'm going to be real with you. I think that the Eagles can set up their future. And let me just double check my picks real quick. But so far, you have an edge for the future, a linebacker for right now and the future. Christian Haynes, you got your offensive guard for future. And now Max Melton, you got a future cornerback. So, I mean, these are all guys that can give you quality time right now, but they can also, be the future of your franchise. And I think Jaheim Bell might be that guy that can just go in there and take over for Dallas Goedert. We know that we like to use our tight ends on screens. We like to utilize them in different types of ways. Bell seems like a guy that can do that, and I know this will piss off Tuck. So I'm gonna go with Bell. I'm gonna go with Bell here. Now I'm hoping that one last guy stays. No, and he didn't. He just got taken. Damn. Shout out to Malik Mustafa. I wanted to end it off right. I'm good on this. I'm good. No more trades. I have enough picks. Honestly, this kind of fell perfectly too. I'm taking him. I'm taking Junior Colson here.
That's a great pick right there for the fourth round. I would take.
I don't want to overthink this. Yeah, I'm just going to take him. I mean, that kind of felt perfect.
Yeah, I would definitely take that.
Damn, I'm next again.
Damn.
So I didn't get the safety I wanted, but Takei Smith is a good option. Is there anybody else I like at safety? Damani Richards isn't bad. I keep telling myself I'm going to look up more of Kenny Logan, but he doesn't really. Somebody said, why are we getting another tight end? Because Dallas Goedert is around that magical age where the Eagles like to draft guys to either back him up. I mean, obviously we need a backup, right? Who do you really have at backup? And then what is his future with us? He's been hurt a lot over the past couple of years. So I don't mind Takei Smith if the Eagles wanted to go with him. I don't mind Damani. I don't mind Evan Williams. I think the gap between Sione Vaki and Evan Williams and Takei Smith isn't huge, depending on who else is here. I like Jared Wiley. I would have picked him too. Looking back, I kind of wish I did, but so I could have got both of the guys I want. This is tough. I'm not going to lie. Part of me saying go running back, take Ray Davis. Carson Steele's not bad. Who we got at wide receiver? Taj Washington wouldn't be the worst. I'm going to go with Ray Davis here. I think that the Eagles need to, solidify that running back position, even if you do keep DeAndre Swift. Damn, we have a lot of picks.
I know, bro.
You know what? If we hear anyways, part of me wants to take Jordan Jefferson. I'm not going to lie.
This is crazy.
Even Justin from Alabama. See, if I take Takei Smith, it's just because he's a safety. That's literally because I do like Jefferson and Bagway better. I'm going to take Takei. I'm going to take Takei Smith.
Man, that's crazy. Go to running back. And go to offensive lineman, offensive tackle. Edge.
Jalen Hunt had a really good combine too.
Mm-hmm. D tackle. Corner. That's what I need to look at too.
I like Nehemiah Pritchett.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles had a meeting with Audra Phillips. Jarvis Brown-Lee did really good at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, I like Jarvis Brownlee. See, I got a receiver, I got a linebacker, I got defensive tackle. I should have got probably an offensive lineman instead of Brandon Fitz. That was my own personal thing since he turned up, but I was already on him. But that cornerback we was just talking about,
Brown-Lee?
yeah, Brownlee. What's his height?
I think he's 6'1", 5'11".
Hmm.
I thought he was bigger than that.
Me too.
He did play well though. He's scrappy, man. He was fun to watch.
Mm-mm-mm.
Shoot, Eagles fans want to draft a guy that's 5'9", so yeah, I should have matter, I guess.
I know we gotta touch this cornerback though. You feel me? Go back to running back again. And we're in what, the 5th round now, right?
I believe, yep, 5th round.
Let's go back to corner. Let's get my guy Brownlee.
That's not a
See,
bad pick.
that's why I feel like we really need to attack free agency this year.
Yeah, I don't have that many picks.
You feel me? Our picks are last, and this is a draft where a lot of these guys going to get taken quickly. So that's why I said you got to hit on these first 3 picks, or you really got to turn up in free agency, dog.
I wouldn't mind Tommy Eckenberg. Obviously, I already took 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can take another one, but Eckenberg is a guy I think people sleep on as well.
Especially later.
Let me see what we got as edge goes. I really wouldn't mind. I really would not mind Jalen Hunt. I wouldn't mind Gabriel Murphy. I know both of them met with the Eagles.
Oh, we just heard from Ian Rappaport. So this would have changed everything. See people just putting in the chat, and I just looked at it right now. Tyron Smith finally unlikely to return.
Ooh. Damn. So that means 1st round.
That changes everything.
Dang. I mean, that's big. Y'all haven't really been able to recover from losing y'all center.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping about Tyron Smith being gone. You could do multiple things. You can draft you a tackle now, right? A top tackle, or you can move Tyler Smith at the tackle, who was a dog out there that Boss Cowboys has talked about. That you can move a Tyler Smith because Tyler Smith's rookie year, what did he play? He played tackle and he was damn good, and we thought he was going to be the tackle of the future until Tyron Smith came back and pushed him in at guard, right? So now you have options. You can draft you a tackle for the future in that 24th pick, or you can slide out Tyler Smith. You got TJ Bass out there that he had talked about too. And he said, we got to talk about options. I said, they ain't going to do it. But now that you got rid of Tyron Smith, now you can do that.
Yeah. I just picked up Justin Abagwe from Alabama, D tackle. And I'm going to make this one pretty easy. I'm going to pick up Jalen Hunt. I just think he's a high upside guy, athletic. Got to add to that defensive line. I don't think people realize how important that is. But yeah, I mean, the Cowboys.
Now, watch this. Now, everybody's saying this, and this might be true now. Tyron Smith will probably go. Let's say he goes to the Chiefs, right? He'll go and probably possibly win a Super Bowl now because he's going to go with an organization that's trying to win. He's going to go to a winning organization. And it's not like Dallas ain't had talent. Dallas, it's not like you can't deny that Dallas don't have talent. It's just the organization and the dysfunction that goes along with it. That's why players leave Dallas, go to other teams. They're already good. They go to teams that are already winning, and then bam, they win with them. You understand what I'm saying? They don't win with us because of the organizational issues that it's like stunts Dallas from being great.
So is he saying he's going to go to a different team? Is that the whole?
I don't know. He's not taking I guess they're saying he's not taking a pay cut. Maybe that's what it is. And the reason why he's not coming back because they're trying to say, let's make sure it works financially. So I guess he's probably like, I'm not taking another pay cut. I'm going to go somewhere else. Hey, salutes to Tyron Smith to everything he's done. I'm a Cowboys fan. Maybe he does go somewhere else and win. I'm not going to be mad at that. But his time in Dallas I felt was over.
Damn. That's the end of a legacy right there. That's crazy. That is crazy. So you guys are back up on the board. I think we're coming down to our last picks.
All right. So damn. Give me Charles Turner.
I made that easy. Made that easy. Shoot, you got any inside information on LSU? I know you got family over there, so
shoot, I'm just saying. So we back on the board?
Yes, sir. Now you go on a little run. You know what I'm saying?
I need a run. I need another run. Let's get Vital from Troy, running back.
Wasn't he at the?
Yep, and he turned up. He had a good Senior Bowl.
Yeah. You back? All right,
now we're back in business, back in blood. Go to edge. Let me get Jalen Harrell.
I think that's it.
And then let me go defensive tackle.
Judge Culpepper, that's a dope name.
I know, right? Keep going. Miles Murphy? No, go get Jaden Crumity from Mississippi State.
Do we like the new draft experience?
It's all right. It's all right.
All right. So you can go back over your picks, and then I'll go over my picks real quick.
All right, so my first pick is Keon Coleman, big time explosive receiver from Florida State, 6'4", 215. You already got a guy in CeeDee Lamb who's doing treacherous work for you. You need to give Dak Prescott a weapon that can happen right now. You still can bring up back a Brandon Cooks. You don't know what's going to happen with a Michael Gallup. They're talking about could be a guy that's released. If that's the case, Jalen Tolbert steps right in, but now you got explosiveness to go with your guys. CeeDee Lamb. So you got some take over the top. Now you got some explosiveness to give some Dak some real stuff. So then we go in our second round pick, Peyton Wilson. He's been the darling Guy goes all out, great size, about 6'4", 236, 240 pounds, ran a sub 4.4 40, is a guy that can play all over the line of scrimmage. High tackle guy, had 137 tackles, only had 3 games where he had under 10 tackles in a game. Also had like 3 interceptions, 6 sacks. So he's a Swiss Army knife. You got to use him correctly. But if you really address that linebacker in the draft, and if you really talk about moving Micah Parsons back to linebacker, this is a great yin and yang with Micah Parsons, Peyton Wilson, let's say a really nice linebacker, maybe Kendricks or somebody like that comes in and that can really, turn up for your linebacking core. Brad and Fist, they could have probably got an offensive tackle. You probably could have got an edge guy, but this guy's been shooting up in the draft, man. You got guys right now as far as inside, you got Ogadazua. You still have that going a guy from from Iowa. I can't remember his name just right now. But if you had a guy like this who already testing well athletic wise, and this guy has the motor that you want, a motor that is 100%, 1,000,000% on fire. That's what we want. And we want a guy that can play multiple positions, interviews well, smart guy, film guy. And I just feel like he would really add to this defensive front, especially if you got another big boy in free agency. You know what I'm saying? You can get a guy like this, and you still got Junior Vehoko coming back from next year. So this could be a good rotation guy. And I think this guy could hit the ground running. Jarvis Brownlee, believe he can compete with the cornerbacks in that cornerback room. Obviously, you got Trevin Diggs coming back next year. We saw what Deron Bland did. Eric Scott will be coming back in the fold. It was a guy they traded up for last year. We'll see what happens with our 21. I'm sorry, number 24. Y'all know who he is. The name is just slipping because I'm going too fast right now. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Mukamu. We'll see what's going to happen with him. Is he going to play corner? Is he going to play safety? So you have some options right there. Charles Turner, he can complete with that offensive line. Obviously, with Tyron Smith being gone, you probably we're definitely going to do another draft, and the offensive line will probably be higher. But right now, you do have a Sim Richards, who I thought played very well last year in preseason. You saw he had to get stronger, but he had the length, he had the size, he had the footwork, and you saw some really good things from him. If he really bulked up, that's some good noise. You can always kick Tyler Smith out there. He was damn near it felt like he gave up like 7 to 8 sacks his rookie year at the tackle, but you saw how dominant he can be at tackle. And if you do slide him out, TJ Bass is a great guy at left guard, big, nasty. He can do a lot of things. So Charles Turner can get up there and kind of get in there and compete. Vidal is a sneaky running back, runs with power, can catch the ball at the backfield. We don't know what's going back with this running back core. We don't know if they're re-signing Tony Pollard. So that's something that's going to be looked at if they're looking free agency as well. But that's how Vidal can come in and compete. Jalen Harrell's an edge guy. You're losing Dorrance Armstrong Jr. You're probably losing Dante Fowler. Sam Williams Jr. could be the guy that could come in and be your starter now. Also, you still have DeMarcus Lawrence that can be your opposite guy. So you can have a guy right now, Jalen Harrell, who can play edge. He can play a linebacker spot for you. So he gives you multiple different positions. And then Jaden Crumedy from Mississippi State, I interviewed him personally, him and Harrell. I liked what Crumedy brings to the table, especially as your last pick for your Cowboys. I definitely feel like he may not be ready now, but he's somebody that you can look for in the future.
Yeah, it's going to be a interesting. I don't usually get down that far, so it's nice to see the 200s. The Eagles don't have any 7th-round picks, so the Eagles, obviously, I traded back.
You had a damn good draft.
This is good. I like this one. So we started off with Darius Robinson. Like I said, man, we need to worry about that edge. I've seen somebody saying that we need bullies on the field. He's a bully. He's definitely a bully. Like I said, he can play defensive tackle. The year before this most recent one, I think he played defensive tackle over 250 snaps. And then this most recent year played edge over 250 snaps. So he's versatile. He could do a little bit of everything. You just put his hand in the dirt and let him work. Edgerrin Cooper, the Eagles need a linebacker. There's no secret at all. And I've said from the beginning of this process, I thought Edgerrin Cooper was the best one. I think that he stood there. A lot of other linebackers looking good, but I would love to get my hands on Cooper. I just think he's the prototype, the size, speed, everything. He's got a little bit of everything. Christian Haynes, UConn, go UConn. I think this guy's a dog, man. He showed it at the Senior Bowl. He showed, in his film, he's a dog, bro. He can just play the position. He played a lot of center at the Senior Bowl, so it's nice to see that he has that type of versatility. He might be better suited to be a center in the NFL. Might be fine to be a guard, but the Eagles need somebody in that interior that can, just grow with the rest of this offensive line. I think that Haynes is a good pick. Max Melton, I've been high on Max Melton. I'm probably going to stay high on Max Melton. He's got the speed. I think he ran a 4.39, 4 something like that. 4.34, something like that, somewhere around there. Either way, he's got speed. He's like 6'1", 6'2". He's got the, size, everything. He's got a little bit of everything. He's sticky. And I like Max Melton a lot. I was talking a lot about him at the Senior Bowl, but you watch his film, he's technically sound. He's fast enough to catch up if he gets beat, so I like a lot about him. Jaheim Bell, I'm going to be honest with you, he kind of just hopped on my radar as far as being like, maybe I'll take him in the top 100 if the Eagles are looking for a tight end. He's got speed. He's got size. He's a threat in the passing game. The Eagles like to use their tight ends, like I said. So he could be a guy that takes over for Dallas Goedert in a year or two. Junior Colson, I think you got your two starting linebackers right there. I really do think Junior Colson could probably start right now at linebacker. So adding him with a Cooper, it just makes sense to me. Adding both of them with a Nakobe Dean, maybe taking more off of Nakobe Dean's plate. I think that would work. So I like those two guys. And then Ray Davis, he's, I think, the oldest running back in the group, if I'm not mistaken, but he's a dog. I think his age is the only thing that's really holding people back from going all in on him. He's got everything, got size, speed. I keep saying it, but he's shown on tape he can be a bully when running the ball. He's shown that he got, good footwork to get away from defenders. So I like him. I think Ray Davis would definitely fit in with the Philadelphia Eagles. And if I'm not mistaken, I think his comp was DeAndre Swift. I might be wrong about that, but pretty sure that was what his comp was. But Tyke Smith, I waited too long on a safety, guys. It is what it is, but I like Tyke. He's a good player. He can more of a box safety, but I like him. Not too much I can really say that. I think that I should have probably went a little bit higher with safety. Justin, I like him. Big boy from Alabama. Always got to worry about them trenches. Jalen Hunt, like I said, had a really good combine. The Eagles did meet with him, so he could be a guy that the Eagles like. I think that it would work out for the Eagles if they're looking for somebody that they can develop at that edge position. I think that Jalen has all the tools in order to be a good guy in the future and for now. So that's where we are. I mean, the Eagles, the Cowboys, we got to hit on this draft. Both of us got to hit on this draft because at the end of the day, let me get this all fixed up. But at the end of the day, this draft is probably the most important draft that both of us have had in a while. So I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know why he's doing that. Oh, there we go. I knew I would figure it out at some point.
There we go.
It took me a little while, but I got there. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Let us know what y'all think about the drafts. We'll obviously post our drafts on Twitter and everything. So go follow us both on Twitter and let us know what y'all thinking. I mean, I like my draft. I like my draft. And things probably would have changed if we would have got a little bit more information a little bit quicker about Tyron Smith. But how you feeling so far?
I feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we still got La'el Collins on the roster that they picked up from last year. Everybody loved him at guard, and now you can kick a Tyler Smith at guard. Like, you got some options. A lot of people probably be screaming, "Oh no, what we gonna do? You don't have Tyron Smith." But eventually you got to do it. Like, stop being scared. Okay, the man is going to miss 4 to 5 games. You don't know if the man was going to come back healthy or not. You don't know that the man was injury prone for the last damn near 8 years. It was time. So if he goes somewhere else and be effective, okay, that happens. That's life. So what we're going to live on that scared narrative that, oh, we're not going to let go of the player because he could know. guess what? Draft good, maybe pick up another guy in free agency and keep on making your team strong. Don't get all scary because you couldn't work out a deal with Tyron Smith. Now that's the end of the freaking world. It's not the end of the freaking world. It's gonna be okay, Cowboys Nation. We'll be okay. You got options. You got good options. So it is what it is. And like you said, the first 3 picks with the Cowboys, they really got to hit, or they're because they just got to get aggressive, in my opinion. If you're signing Dak Prescott, man, and he's your guy, you just really got to get aggressive all the way around to build your team around your quarterback. Whether you get him a defensive player or two in free agency, or you get him a difference maker on the offensive end, you got to build your team around your quarterback if that's who you're re-signing, and stop saying, "Oh, we re-signed him and let's go cheap and get the stuff around him and say make it happen, Dak." No, dog. All these other top guys are getting top stuff. Then they need to continue to do it for him too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited for this draft. A lot of good players. Some people don't like Darius Robinson. Now, he did run pretty slow at his 40-yard dash. I'm not going to lie, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Some things.
I appreciate that, Drew. Didn't mean to cut you off, Joe. I appreciate that. We've had our fun. We've had our back and forth. But it ain't never personal. It ain't never no drama. And I appreciate you, Drew. And we'll have some more good back and forth this year with them Cowboys Eagles again.
Yeah, and he said this. This actually sounds like a pretty cool idea. Maybe
I'm with that.
Out a way
to
incorporate y'all.
That would be kind of
cool. So we'll post our drafts on Twitter. We'll get some discourse going. We'll see how everybody feels. I already see some people that don't like my draft. It's all it is. What it is.
I know some don't like mine either, but mine is after they just let go of Tyron Smith, so it probably would have changed up a little bit. Maybe would have got a tackle earlier in those first couple rounds with that back. So we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see next week's draft now. Drew had to go right back at it. He had to go right back at it. But we'll talk. We got a lot more that we'll talk about next week. I'm sure more news will start to come out about what's going on with these teams as it is already. Hopefully no emergency podcast or anything like that. But we'll see what happens, man. Is there anything you want to say to the beautiful people before we get up out of here?
No, let's just get ready. Draft's right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Some really good things are about to happen on both sides. Keep on checking out the channels because some good things, some good upgrades could be happening very soon. So I'm excited about that. So just continue to support. Go out there. We only get great with you guys. We can have our own visions. We can do the things that we'd like to on our sides, but you guys are what make this thing great on both ends. So continue to support. Smash that like button. Share around the nation. Continue to support financially. Hey, this is real. We get paid on this stuff too. Is the reality of it. So whatever you can contribute to the channels as well financially, that would be awesome too. Because you know what, we're trying to continue to be great with the things that we do, and a lot of things that we get that y'all don't see ain't free. You know what I'm saying? It come from our own pocket. So anything that you'd like to contribute to both our channels continue to be great. We definitely appreciate that as well.
Yeah, we both eat a lot. I'll say that much. We was in Alabama eating.
Hey, I try to tell Joe, man, even though I'm a slim dude, dog. I told Joe can attest. I eat, bro. It goes down. I'm a slim fit dude, but I eat.
Yeah, bro. It was a good trip, man. One day we gotta just maybe sit down for a show and just answer questions about the trip, because I know people probably wondering what the heck happened, but it was a lot of fun. But yeah, like he said, we got some good things coming for Best of Enemies, where we did take some pictures. We're trying to make this even more professional, take it even more serious. You know what I'm saying? So we do appreciate all the support that you guys give. So keep it coming. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep it coming. It's only going to get crazier from here. But
right.
Other than that, y'all know what it is, man. I am Joe, and that is James. We are the Best Enemies. Peace.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored.